Welcome friends, it is I, HeroSlowScarf, and it's time for the Overwatch Guide to Health Points and Healing. There are a couple nuances to HP, and we felt that having a guide that specifically covers the subject would be helpful for players to understand. Various heroes in Overwatch have a mix of HP, armor, and or shields, either innately or given to them by other heroes, and each have their own properties. We'll also be going over healing and armor shield buffs, so let's get going. Health Points. So let's start off with the simple HP. Every hero has a pool of health points. The lowest currently being Zenyatta with 50, he also has an additional 100 shield points, and Roadhog having the most with 600, with the exception of Winston's ultimate, which gives him 900. The majority of heroes have only HP, but they can be given armor or shield buffs from other characters in the game. Now when you take any damage in the game minus Torbjorn's armor taking damage, you're able to heal it back by either getting healed by a support, other heroes with healing, or by picking up a health pickup, which we will cover later on this guide. Armor points. Now this is where the guide is at its most complicated, because armor is the thing that needs to be explained the most, and what confuses people the most. Armor points function like a sturdy layer of HP on top of your normal health points, and can be seen as the yellow section on your health bar. Armor points are destroyed first before your regular HP is hit, and can be healed like health. Armor reduces all incoming damage by 5 points or 50% for attacks under 10 damage. So another way to put it is, Tracer, if she hits someone with 10 bullets and they have armor, and each bullet only does 6 damage, they will actually only do 3 damage because they've been reduced by 50%. So she does a total of 30 damage from 10 bullets instead of 60. Another example would be McCree. 1 bullet does 70 damage. It's only reduced to 65 damage against armor. So armor is the most effective against rapid small damage than it is against slow big damage. Now currently there are 4 heroes that have innate armor. That would be Winston with 400 HP and 100 armor points. At ultimate he gets 900 HP with 100 armor points. D.Va's Mech gets 100 HP plus 400 armor points. Reinhardt gets 250 HP and 250 armor points. Bastion gets 200 HP and 100 armor points. His ultimate is 200 HP and 250 armor points. Then there's Torbjorn. He is capable of getting armor from his ultimate, Molten Core, that puts him up to 200 HP plus 300 armor points. Torbjorn can also give allies 75 armor whenever he gets 50 scrap. This armor, however, cannot be healed back like innate armor does. Once it gets shot off, it's gone for good. Shield points. Now shields are a bit simpler. They act just like HP, they don't reduce damage like armor does, but instead when you're out of combat for 3 seconds, they regenerate 25 shield points per second. So what happens here is it's really good for hit and run tactics. You're able to just go in there, fight a little bit, take a little bit of damage, back off, regenerate your shield back up, and then go back into the fight. Shields can also be healed just like health. Now currently there are only 3 heroes with innate shields, and they are Zarya with 200 HP and 200 shield points, Zenyatta with 50 HP and 100 shield points, and Symmetra with 100 HP and 100 shield points. Symmetra is also able to give allies 25 shield points. And unlike Torbjorn's 75 armor points, this 25 shield points will regenerate and can be healed from healers. Symmetra's shield is only lost upon death and will need to be reapplied. Another note with shields is Lucio's ultimate gives a temporary 500 shield point shield that loses 83 shield points per second. That means it lasts at max 6 seconds. Shield points are useful for hit and run tactics, like I said before, and people that really like to use this would be like Tracer, Genji, and Pharah, since they're able to get in there and get out and do a lot of damage very quickly and then regenerate. Healing in Overwatch. Now there's a lot of healing in this game. We're going to first go over healing that can be done to anybody, and then we'll go over self-heals. So first up, let's talk about the 2 health packs in the game. They're all over the maps. There's a small one worth 75 health, and it can be picked up every 10 seconds from their spawn points. Then there's a larger one that's 250 that spawns every 15 seconds. The payload can also heal you for 10 per second. Spawn points, they heal you for 250 per second. Shields regenerate again 25 per second. Mercy can heal someone with her beam at 50 per second. Zenyatta's orb will heal 30 per second, and his ultimate heals 100 per second. Lucio's aura heal will heal 12.5 per second, while if you amp it up, it'll do 40 per second for 3 seconds. Then lastly, there's Soldier 76's Biotic Field, which heals for 35 per second. Now a couple heroes do have self-healing, so let's go over that list. Mei's Cryo Freeze heals here for 37.5 per second. It lasts 4 seconds, so that's a total of 150 HP. Roadhog has a breather that heals him for 300, that's half of his HP. Reaper can pick up soul globes from killing enemies for 50 HP. Trace's recall will restore HP to what it was in that previous state. Her recall is in the last 3 seconds, so you can just heal it back. Go in there for 3 seconds, come back if you took some damage. Useful for you there. Bastion can self-repair 75 HP per second, and Mercy's regen is 20 per second after 3 seconds of not taking any damage. By the way, a quick thing to note about that, not taking any damage with shields and with Mercy's regen, you can still beat people up. As long as you don't get hit, you're regenning. In conclusion, why did we make this guide? because this question does come up once in a while. People wondering, how does armor work? How does shields work? People just not really sure how Lucio's shield ultimate works, or how Torbjorn's armor works. There are questions about them that come up once in a while, and I felt like a guide that could answer all that would be very worthwhile to make. So there you go, we've made this guide. In the future, we'll be covering other kinds of guides. As always, we're going to go ahead and do map guides and mode guides in the future, hero-specific guides, counter guides. Those are all coming in the future, so make sure you subscribe for that. We also have gameplay videos happening almost every day, so you can watch that and see how we succeed and fail, so that you can learn from that, and we can learn ourselves as we're doing that, so everyone can get better at playing the game. So that right there was the guide for health points and healing in Overwatch. I had fun making it, hope you had fun watching it, and learned something from it. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.